Hi everybody, I'm Kevin Ferguson and this is Mark Keohane. We're launching this show called 442. Mark, Liverpool?
Well, you're a convert to Liverpool because you're the Leeds man. I'm a Sheffield Wednesday man. Second team Liverpool, had 30 years of pain. It's coming home, as they would say. And Anfield, Sunday evening, I think you said it, it was like a cup final when that second goal went in.
Goosebumps.
When that second goal went in, you saw Jurgen Klopp's response. You saw Alisson run 100
Great
meters.
pass by Alisson.
Great pass, and within 10 seconds, the back of the net. Great finish from Salah. But I think that was the game where people said, with full definition, Liverpool will be winning for the first time in 30 years.
Well, that debate doesn't even need to be mentioned anymore. What needs to be talked about, and for Liverpool fans out there, I'm a very superstitious person, so we're going to do this show until they lose, until they lose. Tough game. Look, the Anfield that night was just goosebumps, magic. On a Sunday evening, to listen to that crowd, you'll never walk alone. Wow, just beautiful.
And Klopp is just, I mean, he's like a conductor to them, isn't he?
Well, as we say in South Africa, Man United got klopped.
Yeah, and he plays to that crowd. They play to him. He's molded a team kind of cut from the cloth of his character, and they do have something special going in terms of the way they play for each other. I saw Roy Keane, and he's not one to give out compliments. He said Virgil van Dijk.
I don't think he complimented his wife on their wedding day.
Exactly. He says a beast of a man, a beast of a player. What a performance.
Oh.
And Virgil van Dijk and Alisson have been the key to just giving this team mongrel fight attitude. And then you just look at the finishing of Salah. It could have been 6-1.
It should have been 6-1.
You know, they hit the post, they had 2 goals disallowed. They played some of the great football, and Pep Guardiola saying, we are fighting for second place against a very good Leicester team because we're chasing the most extraordinary Liverpool team who play the most extraordinary football. And he said there is no disgrace to become second to this team. And he said it last year when they won. He said the achievement to get one more point than this Liverpool team, and he has constantly said it for the last 12 months, it's the best football side he has ever managed/coached against. And there's not higher praise than that for a guy who's been there and done it all and has been in charge of one of the great Barcelona sides, a very good Bayern Munich side, and a particularly good Man City side. They got 100 league points and scored 100 goals. To say they've never seen anything like this, and he's been so complimentary of Klopp, who has the best winning percentage of any manager against him.
Yes, no, Klopp is... I'm convinced that Klopp is the second coming of Jesus, the first coming of Jesus Christ. I mean, he's so beautiful to watch. He doesn't change. He's the most likable human being on the planet right now.
Yeah, and charismatic, even when...
and I do give out compliments, easy.
It shows his emotion in a way, and at times last year when they kind of dropped the odd points or struggled and didn't play necessarily the greatest football, he was always complimentary of the opposition. You see the reverence that he speaks about every team they play against. And he says, if you're in the Premier League, you're a quality side. You said Wolves, particularly...
Potential banana peel. I think Klopp and Liverpool would be very happy to get a draw there. You know, and the reason why I think it's potential banana peel, besides being Wolves and a reasonably funded team, and a good manager, and they're a good squad, is Sunday was so emotionally draining. Mo Salah to take off his top and go to the crowd. Alisson that ran the length of the field to celebrate with him. It was like a European Cup final night. I mean, it was just unbelievable, the emotion. So to get up again after a game with such intensity, such emotion, and to beat Man United is very difficult, as you know, in sports. You know, it's hard to keep raising to a certain level. And you say, you know, I was very, very surprised by Ole Gunnar when he was talking about that, they played well. At times you played well when you walked onto the field. It should have been 5-1, 6-1. There was no way to dress that up. You can't dress a piece of shit up as a diamond ring. That was a horrible...
Look, they are struggling. And again, they took a favourite son. He came in caretaker capacity, which often happens and is a fairy tale run for 6 or 7 games. And the realities have come home to roost. Their contracting has been poor. They're still not spending in the transfer window because I don't think they know where to spend or how to spend. But they're going to take a time to rebuild, and they're a very poor side at the moment. Liverpool, on the other hand, something very special. We spoke about it. The Invincibles, the
They,
Arsenal
they, had,
side.
they had 12 draws in that season.
12
so
draws.
They weren't. They were. I would call them the reasonably invincible. You know, not the Invincibles. Okay, they didn't lose a game, but to me, there's one thing that's going to impact Liverpool very, very much in terms of the unbeaten season, and that's simply the squad rotation, because they're in 3 competitions. The further in depth they go into those competitions, the more they're going to want to rotate the squad. So it could be a bottom of the table team that trips them up. It could be anybody. But what it does do is it puts a great path down for them next year in terms of being able to utilize some of the squad players. And you know, I see them being a force to be reckoned with for another 5 years as a dynastic team.
Well, I think what Klopp is developing is very much what Ferguson did with that Man United side.
Yeah.
And so many of those players came out of the Man United system.
Yes.
There's so many youngsters coming out of that Liverpool system. And he's just bought so strategically, and he's bought players that make up his 11. He hasn't bought superstars off the bat to come in and potentially stuff that up.
Yeah, and I got that right. I said they'd win by 2 or more goals. They should have won by 4 more goals. The count goes on. Their magic number is 30, and what I mean by magic number is the amount of points that they need to get or Man City needs to lose. So if, for example, if they won tomorrow, and Man City loses, it would go down to 24. A swing both ways.
So it's a 16 games, 30 points.
Yeah.
Give them the title now.
Absolutely. Paddy Power will be paying out by now, I think. Anyway, thanks, Mark, for coming in. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you again next week if Liverpool win or draw.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.